We're going to go ahead and get started, everybody. Thank you, first off, for joining us this morning. We're very excited to have GeGe Beall with us for a nice restorative yoga session. I know the past couple weeks have been very stressful and things starting to get back to normal, but still being a little crazy at the same time. So we're very excited to kind of relax this morning and start our Fridays off right. So I'm going to turn it over to GeGe and let her run the show. If you guys have questions, especially if you're on Facebook, feel free to type them in the chat box, the comment box, and we'll definitely get those questions answered for you as we're going. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Frank. And thanks to the Alumni Association for hosting me. We're going to be doing restorative yoga today. And that is a little bit different than your traditional yoga, and in some ways it's the same. We'll still, much like traditional yoga, be centering at the beginning of class and doing some stretches. And then we'll move into relaxing poses. And we'll hold those poses for about 5 minutes each. Now, the goal of restorative is total relaxation. It's mindful relaxation. I don't feel like we get enough of this. So laying on the couch and watching TV is not necessarily restorative. Sleeping is restorative, but it's not necessarily mindful. So this is kind of a combination of yoga and rest. So some things that are really important as far as restorative goes is props. You can't have too many props. I've got a bunch behind me, and so I'd ask you to amass a bunch of them. I have, as you can see, I have bed pillows. I have some couch pillows or towels that you can use for your arms. I also have a pot, a pan. You don't have that with you, it's okay. Just have whatever you can. We're going to use that to make our own armchair, sort of. I have a bag of beans or rice that I'm going to wrap in a towel so that I can use it as an eye mask like this. So there can never be too many props. As I said, the goal is ultimate comfort, and you want to think of your props as your nesting materials, and this is your nest. If you want to do this in your bed, a lot of my students do that in beds after a Zoom so they can just fall back asleep. And so with that, again, I want you to think about finding your gold standard of comfort as we go through. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about your mind. Your mind isn't used to this. Your mind is thinking, well, we're not taking a nap. What are we doing here? And it's going to try and think and talk to you. I'm going to ask you not to interact with your thoughts as much as possible. You'll find that as we go along, your mind will relax more and more. I'll talk more in the beginning and less near the end as your mind relaxes. And as you become more and more relaxed, I want you to really promote and feed that feeling of loosey-goosiness and that feeling of maybe in the middle of the night, if you have to get up and go to the bathroom, how you don't want to wake up, you just kind of go through and do it. That's what I want you to promote throughout this, is holding on to that feeling of sleepiness. Transitioning between poses, I'm actually going to just use my words first so that you can hear me clearly here. And then as I step back, you're less likely to hear me as much, but I will show you the setup with the props. And with that, I'm ready to get started if you are. And so I'm going to ask you to come to a seated position. Back straight. If you need something under your hips, like a pillow, you can do that. Hands in your legs or lap. You just close your eyes. Close your eyes. Taking a deep breath in. Putting your hands on your belly, feeling the belly expand. Really arriving in this space. As you breathe in, feel the breath go all the way to the toes. Exhaling. Inhaling again, feeling the breath go to the ends of your fingers this time. Exhaling. Breathing in, feeling the breath go into the brain, into the head. And exhaling. Knowing that there's nothing else you have to do right now, but be here. Finding a natural breath. Realizing that you are on a journey. And today you've pulled over to rest for yourself. We're going to begin by doing a few stretches. I'm going to come closer, but you can see if you like. Let's start by letting our chin drop to our chest. Letting our head roll to the right side, ear to shoulder. Exhale down. Inhaling up to the other side and hold. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down and just holding there, allowing the neck to stretch, feeling the weight of the head. And now letting the head come back up. We're going to take our shoulders, roll them back and hold. Roll them back and hold. Rolling back. And now hands wide and then close. Wide, fingers stretching as far as possible and close. Wide, close. Now nod your hands. And let the wrists twist any way you like. Together, apart. Excellent. And we're going to sit back and point and flex our toes. So I'm going to pull back so you can see me. We're going to lean back on our hands and point and flex. And now we're going to get ready for our first pose. And as I said, we have our props. We're going to use those to get comfortable. And before we go into the first pose, we'll lay down and do some stretches with our legs. And then we'll go directly into the pose, which we'll hold for about 5 minutes. I'll talk to you less as we go on, and I'll be able to put some music on. So for this, we want a pillow for your head and a pillow underneath your knees. And then a pillow or towels underneath your arms, which are going to be laying on the side. You can put a blanket on if you want. You can put your eye pillow on if you have beans or rice. If you don't worry about it. And again, we're going to be in a supported Shavasana pose. So I'll show you the layout. Finding your gold standard of comfort in this position. Assessing, do you need an extra pillow for your head? Do you want a blanket? What will make you even more comfortable? nestling down into this position. Taking a deep breath in. Feeling the breath enter your body. And exhaling. Receiving breath. Noticing the weight of your body and allowing it to give way to the support underneath you. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it and plug it back in, even you. Calming the mind. Taking a deep breath in from wherever you are. Exhaling. And again, giving way. There's nothing you have to hold on to. Nothing. We're going to be moving on to our next pose. And so listen to my words, and then I'll show you. pillow that's at your knee, you're going to pull that out for just a moment and turn on to your right side. And take that pillow and put it between your knees, and then another pillow between your arms. And again, if you want a blanket to be cozy, please do that. And you can begin turning now. I'll show you the pose. Again, feeling ever more relaxed, feeling calmer in the mind as your mind gets used to thoughtfully relaxing. Relaxation means releasing all concerns, all tension, and letting the natural order of life flow through one's being. Again, notice you don't have to hold anything. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go even further. Rest is the original transformational technology. Through rest, we rebuild and renew ourselves, literally. Taking a deep breath in. This just feels so good, this pose. So let's just simply turn to the other side. Just turn over. Pillow between your knees, pillow between your arms. Assessing whether you need anything else from your nest to make you feel even more comfortable. Loosening your jaw, loosening that area between your eyes. Assessing if there's any place in your body where you are still holding. Let it go. Taking a deep breath in, nurturing that feeling of sleepiness and relaxation, not letting it go, not coming back to full consciousness, just nurturing that, listening to what the next pose will look like. We're going to put a stack of pillows into a supported child's pose. So you may need 2 pillows, you may need 3. We're going to put a stack of pillows. We'll also put 2 towels or pillows near the end of the stack for our knees to help support them. So you can begin moving to that. I'm going to move to the mat to show you. Whenever you're ready, you can turn your head to the other side. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling, giving way. Getting ready now to move into another pose. Just listening first. We're going to make a capital I with our pillows. Capital I. If you have a firmer pillow, that should be the one that goes down the middle of your spine. We'll have one for our knees and one for our shoulders so that our head is actually laying a little bit off the back. So again, it's a capital I. We'll have pillows or towels for our arms. Getting ready to slowly begin to move into that position. You should feel your chest opening up with this. Feel the sides of your body curving down. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling. We're going to move into a modified spinal twist. So your change will be to take that pillow out from underneath your spine. Keep the one at your head. And we're going to bring our knees up to our chest. Put a pillow between them and roll to the left. So again, removing the pillow underneath your spine, keeping the one at your head, putting a pillow between your knees and rolling your legs over to the left, keeping your shoulders on the earth. Taking a deep breath in, letting your legs roll back to the center of your body, removing the pillow and giving the legs a hug for just a moment. You can rock gently side to side on your sacrum. Let's pick that pillow up, put it back between our legs, and roll to the opposite side, to the right. Taking a deep breath in, letting the knees come back to the chest, towards neutral, removing the pillow, giving the knees a squeeze, rocking gently if you like, letting the soles of the feet come to the earth and letting the knees rock back and forth like lazy windshield wipers. We're moving into our next pose, and the setup we'll use for 2 poses. So if you have a stock pot, this is where we're going to use that. And if you don't worry about it, just use extra pillows. We're trying to set up an incline. So I'm using the pot, or you have a block or anything like that, just as I said, extra pillows. We're setting up an incline with a couple of pillows on incline and a pillow for our head and pillows or towels for our arms. So again, I'll show you how that looks. Legs up the incline. feeling the benefit of legs raised. Breathing in, giving way. For our last pose, we're going to hold this one longer. And we'll be doing some guided meditation. And so I'll get you in the pose and talk to you more about the meditation in just a moment. But you're simply going to turn the body around. The head will be at the incline. The pillow that was at your head before will now go under the knees. You'll have 2 pillows or towels for your arms. So I'm going to show you that. Then I'm going to come back here to begin the guided meditation. Again, finding your absolute comfort, assessing whether you need anything to make you more comfortable. Settling in, taking a deep breath. We're going to go on a short journey. And as we go through, I ask you to let your mind imagine you doing these things. Going on a walk in a nearby woods. It can be a woods you've been in before or one you've never been in. The sun is bright, but not too hot. And you can feel it warm you down to your bones. As you walk into the woods, you can feel the coolness of the canopy. And as you look at the floor of the forest, you notice last year's leaves, mosses, wildflowers and grasses, pine cones. And you take a deep breath in and it smells so good. You begin to walk along the path. There are tree roots. And as you look over to your right, you can see birds flitting through the trees. As you continue to walk, you hear a big rustle of leaves. Up ahead, you see 2 squirrels chasing each other around and around up a tree, jumping from branch to branch. You continue walking, and you notice over on your left, looks like a small stream, and you walk to the bank. As you get closer, you hear the plunk of a frog as it jumps in the water. The stream is babbling, and you pick up a couple rocks and throw them in just to hear that delightful noise as they hit the water. You walk back to the path. And continue walking. Everything is so vibrant and green. The leaves are at full size. And there are so many different colors of green as you look around. It feels so good to be in this place. Up ahead is a tree that's hollowed out at the base. It almost looks like a place where an animal could live. It's a nice hole in the bottom of the tree. Up ahead is a clearing, and you've brought your blanket. And through the clearing, the sun is shining warm, but not too hot. And you decide that you're going to spread your blanket out and lay down for a little while. So at first you sit, taking in your surroundings. And then the body just has to lay down, and you stretch out in the sun. And for the next few moments, you enjoy the sounds of the woods. Taking a deep breath in and assessing what it feels like to be truly relaxed. Promising to take this into your day. It's been my honor to share this practice with you today. Namaste.
Thank you so much, GeGe. That was very relaxing, and I know I enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else did as well. We did have a question come in. The question was, is this something that you do regularly, or do you mix this in with other yoga sessions?
I do regular yoga sessions as
Okay.
well. I teach once a week, Zooming. I teach it once a week.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I do want to give a quick plug for next week. We have, or not. It's actually not next week. It's the week after. Aisha Foy is going to be talking about faith over fear, living a purpose-driven life. So we're very excited to have Aisha with us in a couple weeks. So we look forward to having everybody back for that one. Thank you again, GeGe, and thank you everybody for joining us today. Namaste.